Hello, 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 all my machine heads, and welcome back to Greenlands, the super realistic farming channel where we use real tractors, we use real equipment, we have realistic tutorials, and we have a real lot of fun. We are back here for episode 3. See up in the right-hand corner? Told you we'd be back at 11 o'clock. As I clear my throat. Before I finish this little harvest off, I wanted to tell you guys, and I wanted to say some words real quick. I wanted to thank each and every one of you who left such kind, such wonderful, such amazing comments when I posted that video. I posted it extremely late because it wouldn't be normal unless it was a Fury Machine video. I'm telling you. I forgot to, I usually have my computer hardwired straight to the internet with an Ethernet cord so I get faster speeds. And I forgot that I had unplugged it to take it to get the new box. So I recorded that entire video last night off of Wi-Fi. And when I went to upload it last night and this morning, it was still on Wi-Fi. So I got up at 10:30 in the morning and it was still going at 12:30, 2:30, 4:30, and it's still going. I finally got it uploaded at about, what time did I post that video? Like 9 o'clock at night. It was absolutely insane. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for the kind words. I really appreciate it. It's coming from me to you, from me to you. Let us get going. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic. It absolutely breaks my heart and makes me melt when you guys give me those wonderful comments. It really does. Just means a lot to me. Like DJ said, some of the major guys, and I want to mention them. DJ left a wonderful comment. Ranger left a wonderful comment. Triple D Honey left a great comment. You guys are the OGs. You guys have been around a while. You guys have been, but when people like DJ says that he watches every single minute of my video, that's what I do this for. That's what I do it for. So you get a chance to read his comment. I have to comment back to him. I have to reply. I haven't done it yet. And I got the thumbs up today from CC. He's in on the multiplayer again. I heard back from him. I have got the comment from Ranger, but I haven't heard back from the message from him. But I'm pretty sure he's in. He's usually in on that stuff. And other than that, we're just going to finish this harvest. I'm still debating. I really want to stay true to the form and do bales on this. So, because I was looking around earlier today, and those fields, once we get down off of here, the fields down at the other end are kind of flat. So we could bale. We'll just have to work real hard. We're going to have to do a squale. We're going to have to do squale bales. Wouldn't be a Fury video unless I misspoke about 400 times, would it? So other than that, I think we're going to try the square baler, and then unfortunately we're going to have to get a straw blower. Well, let's shut that off anyways. We're done with that. And we'll go around here. Eventually we're going to have to upgrade to our next level. Next level. Thank you guys all. Thank you for all of the prayers for my little doggy. I really appreciate it. He's doing better, and the reason I know it's been a fantastic day today because he's sitting across my feet right now. So I know he's feeling better. He tried to get up in the computer chair with me, but I thought, first thing I said was, I says, dog, I says, you're like a 105-pound dog. I said, you can't be up here with Daddy. It doesn't work that way. My chair is only big enough for me. It's bad enough my legs rub on the side of the chair half the time anyways. But yeah, other than that, we're doing fine. Like I explained to you guys yesterday, we went back old school, we went back basics. So this video that's coming out will come out tomorrow. It will be a fairly close together videos. But I'm hoping you guys will be able to catch up with it. Because it is Friday night and I won't record again until Sunday night. So I'm going to take at least one day off, I think, this week. Because I want to come out with a... Well, no. I think I'll take my weekend that I normally take off. But this finishes up our harvest. If you look, let's go in here and get what we've done together. Okay, so just those two little fields has been 11.55 acres already. Isn't that crazy? Absolutely insane in the membrane. What group was that? You guys that follow music. Insane in the membrane. Makes me think it's like House of Pain or something like that. There we go. And that's it. She wrote. Both fields are harvested now. It only took us about 2 hours. And then, oops, I got to do this the right way. So we're going to unhook this. Oops. I got to do this. There's that. Unhook that. And then we can take this and we can put our pipe out and bring our tractor right on over. And bing. Got that stupid intro song from Farm Sim stuck in my head again. You know, it's funny because you sit and you think to yourself, now look what I pointed out earlier. See, as we get down off of this field, these here are generally flat. They're flatter. I mean, you go up there, we're going to have some problems again. So I think we're going to have a mix and match on this map, which is absolutely great. We're going to have some hilly parts, and then we're going to have, I was going to say hilly fields, and then we're going to have some flat ones. So let's do the bales. Let's do the bales and do it the right way. And yes, I did get a question about, can you unload a harvester backwards like this? And yes, a wagon is a wagon is a wagon, as my dad would say. Doesn't matter which way the wagon's facing. The harvester doesn't know if it's facing backwards. It's just going to go into the emptiness. But on harvesters, just so everybody knows, it just doesn't dump out. You have to push a button. So if you guys, for those of you guys who and gals who want to play with realism, there's a mod on the in-game mod hub that says manual unload harvesters. Super realistic, because that is what you have to push a button to unload it. It doesn't. You don't just pull up underneath it and it goes like it does in Farm Sim. It just doesn't work that way. Now I did some landscaping here. There were some trees, and I just opened this up so I can put my silo right here. This map is so versatile, absolutely amazing. All right, so our chickens are fed full. And we're going to take a walk over there. I'm going to put the cover on this thing. I think it has a cover, right? Yeah, there we go. And we got to find a place for our bales. I think these are above ground covered silos, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Watch, it should say chaff. Yes. But we can store bales in here because there's absolutely no reason why we can't. So let's put, because we're going to only have straw and hay. So let's put one straw and one hay. And if we get excess amounts, Russell was cool enough to let us know, us family members know, that if you take the bales down, you can sell them at the bale shop. He wasn't quite sure of loose or not, but the nice thing is this shed here is nice too. It's nice and high, so we can put some equipment in here. And we do have a little bit. That shed over there is going to be strictly for our equipment, like our tractors and things like that. So we're going to try to fit. Look at that. Look how nicely that fits in there. All right, so let's head down, actually, and grab our header. Because like I was telling you guys a couple of videos ago, we used to use a truck to do our header. But we're going to grab it with the tractor since I'm already in it. And then we'll bring the harvester back up. Now, generally what we did is we left our header outside. The header stayed outside all the time. And the only reason that it did was because it was easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here. See that? And then we'll come get it with our truck or our tractor next time. And then we're going to pull this right here. I'll jump out and dun 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 dun. Now you notice when I removed the hedges and the fences, this one stayed. I can't get rid of it. Hey, Vic's playing Farm Sim. That was 2 days in a row. Sweet. Now that guy is amazing. He is the moderator over at G&G Modding. That's Vic. He goes back and forth. He's already told me. He says, Jim, he says, I go back and forth. Okay, there we go. Between Farm Sim 19 and Farm Sim 22. And he does. He plays that as much as I play Truck Sim. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I play Truck Sim. Like, I don't play it, like, non-stop, like, for hours on end. But I do play it 4, 5, 6 times a day. What I do is I jump on, I do a quick run or, 200 or 300 mile run, and then I jump off, and then I go back on. And now, if you guys ever, like, if you're friends of mine on Steam, if you ever look me up on Steam, I play Farm Sim periodically during the course of the day. You know what? This thing is huge. The shed. We've got places to put stuff back here. Man, if I had the room, this should be for bales. This is absolutely ginormous. Absolutely crazy. But I play, like, if you see me, if you're on Steam and you're a friend of mine and you actually get the notifications and you see me on Farm Sim during the day, I'm testing mods. I'm generally not coming on and playing for any length of time. I'm testing maps or mods or something that I want to test out before my recording. So I don't stay on very long. I'm like on like a little bit and then maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I pop off, and then it's usually back to Truck Sim. And sometimes, usually about 8 o'clock at night, I'll pop on, I will open up Skyrim and play a couple, 2-3 hours of that. But that game is not something that I play seriously. It's just a go on and you blow up a bunch of people for a little bit, and it gets rid of your frustration. This game I play seriously, and Truck Sim I play very realistic. Even though I'm not a trucker, I try to play it. I research it. Just like the same thing as you guys always tell me. For those of you who are not farmers, you guys watch my videos to learn how to really farm, and then you play your games the same way. I think, to me, that is the greatest compliment in the world. When someone says to me that they watch my videos to learn how to farm, it is amazing. Amazing. Now, technically, I would want to do a round baler. And I never did update that. I want to do the fast con baler. Because you can just keep going with it. You don't have to stop and unload it. And round balers, we already have in-game a bale loader that picks it up and puts it on the ground. But we also have this bad boy here that we can put bales on, and same thing with that. I don't like those. I don't like those, what do you call those? Turnable things on the front there. They're very hard to back up. But you know what? I got an idea. With these close fields right here for now, let's buy... round bales are a pain in the butt to stack too. So let's get us a square baler, even though Oh, I don't want to get one of these. These things are ginormous. Class quadrant case. All right. Right? Let's make sure this is a Skazer. That's a big baler. Big baler. You know what I'm used to? I'm used to these. These little tiny spit out 60-pound bales. That's what I'm used to. And we could use those, to be honest with you. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. And the reason why I say let's do it is because we got the cube thing. Remember that picks up 14 of them, stacks them in a cube, and then we can just use this. Skid steer works real well for that. We can stack them right in our shed. Yeah. Let's do this. This does hay. And since we're not making any silage bales on this, I mean, eventually we may want to do some silage for money, but I don't think so. I think we're just going to try to do as much as we can, as realistic as you can. I know that total mixed rations is actually the best way to feed a cow, but on the same token, the reason I'm doing the series this way is because not every farmer out there has the ability to make total mixed rations. They don't have a mixing wagon. They don't have what they need. A lot of times you don't have mineral feed. A lot of times you just have hay. And that's the truth. So we're going to go right through here. I'm also going to cut this field off and go. We're going to go like right here. We're going to go even. We're going to put our fence in. Go up top. So we're going to do small bales. Small bales. Small bales. All right, so first you need to unfold the baler. Okay. All right, we're going to unfold it. Now, these are some pretty big windrows. Now it'll start spitting out straw bales like crazy. Bloop. Oh, man, I should go back and get the... No, I don't want to do that. I tried that once, and if you don't use the cube, these bales don't stay. They're horrible stacking. Horrible. They just... Remember what happened to me on Calmston? For those of you who paid attention, I had about 600 of these off the first field. And we didn't use the cube thing. We just stacked them. Now, I'm going to stack them into the cube and then drop them where they fill and then come back and put them on a wagon. In cubes. And then keep them in cubes. And then we'll just feed our animals or give the animals the straw in the cubes. We won't undo them, because once you break them apart, you can open them, and it is great. But once you break them apart, they don't stack very good. So we'll keep them in the cube. We'll feed them by the cube. I call it the cube, but you guys don't know what I mean. I think you guys know what I mean already. And then our next thing, once we get this straw bales up off the floor here, or the ground, is the best way to describe it. We're going to combine this field with that field. But before we do that, we're going to mow down there. We're going to make hay out of that little bit of grass field. And then we're going to combine it. But we're going to bring our fence. I decided I'm going to fence in some of these fields just to have a good definition of a field. Right in the middle of this thing here, we're going to put a fence. And we're going to keep it straight and go straight down with it. Or vice versa. And some of that other will be onto the other field. Just add it together. Look at all these bales. Makes me think of the Rocky movie where he's like, nails. Because he says tough as nails. And he goes, oh, I don't like to eat those things. They're slimy. And he goes, what are you talking about? And he's like, snails. And he's like, no, nails. Nails, not snails. So these are bales. These are bales. But the nice thing is we can always pick these right up and move them if we wanted. But we'll stack them like I learned how to do that stacking on when I was doing my time lapses in the very, very beginning on Hot Baleron or whatever, however you pronounce it. And then at least these square bales, I don't have to worry about them rolling down the hill. And I think we can go 3. I think I've stacked these 3 cubes high before. That's a cool thing. But normally what we had is we had a kicker bale, just like we wanted to do before. And we would kick these bales up into a wagon, and then we'd stack them up into the barn. But since we don't technically have a barn on this farm, we only have sheds, and we're going to do it that way. Did you guys see that the precision farming will be dropping very, very soon? How cool is that? It is absolutely epic. Will I use it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like to have to go around and do samples of my my fields because real life, we just did it the same way every time. Whenever you had excess manure or excess whatever, you sprayed it on your fields. There was no, what do you call it? We did have it. We had the co-op come in and take care of some stuff for us. But generally speaking, the old school farmers didn't do things that way. My dad was an old school farmer. That guy, as I said, my dad was my superhero because he could literally he could pick up a handful of dirt and tell you the nitrates and everything in it by just feeling it. I mean, at what point, how long have you been farming when you can do that? Ooh, bing! Still not as funny as the first time on Old Stream Farms. Remember when I was using the single bags and they zipped up to the ceiling? I thought that was great. And then our episode 1 on this, when we were putting wheat in the into the chicken pen, and it just went like a bunch of fingers coming out. I also think this is it's just a thought right now. I think I'm going to, when we do our multiplayer, I think I'm not going to do dairy. I'm thinking. I got to talk to the boys first. I'm thinking of doing something I've never done before. Or maybe our next Let's Play. We'll see. When we get to like 100 episodes of this. The next Let's Play, let's maybe try just sheep or something. Or even try pigs. And worst case scenario, we can't stand them, and then we say, nope, we're going back to dairy cows again. Because I got thinking about it today, and I'm like, all I've ever done is dairy. Of course, that's all I've ever done growing up, too. So that's all I've ever known. All right, first bale. So we got our harvest finished today. And then we got our first field here. As I burp up my Dr. Pepper. Yay. And then we're going to hopefully get this baled. And then we're going to go from there. Let's go backwards on this thing. How's that? Yeah. We're going to go backwards. Let me hit my cruise so then I can just talk and steer and talk and steer. I'm using my controller right now, so it's a little easier to drive around. But by rights, I could put this down and pick up my steering wheel and pick up my mouse. How's that sound? That's an easy fix. This has actually got a wide... Blah, 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 blah. A wide pickup on it for a small baler. These are pretty good swaths. These are 13.7 meter swaths. And it's picking it up, and I'm not dropping too much of anything, if anything. It's actually pretty good. I'm very impressed. And then we're going to combine this field with that one eventually, and make a big one. Or we'll just keep this 8-acre field. Well, this is kind of nice size, actually. All right, so I got to start slowing down here because I got to back up. And hopefully that doesn't make that bale go flying. It didn't. I got to go like this and cut that off and then go do 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 do. Let's go like this. And go like this. Oops, wrong way. It's like Fury didn't even know how to drive or something. There we go. You gotta go opposite, Fury. Gotta go opposite. Gotta go opposite. Do, 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 do. Oh boy, I tell you, when we get ready, boy, do I have a trivia for you guys. I don't know if you'll get it. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, we dropped some there. That's okay. This is only to bed our cows with. All right. 1 second. I got to fix this. There. When I use my steering wheel, it seems to steer really slow. And I do have the delay down to 0. It was at 14%. My controller is so much more responsive. That's why I generally use it. If I'm playing by myself, generally speaking, I don't pick up my steering wheel very often. It's not like Truck Sim where you need it. Like you can't. I mean, you can play with a controller. I've done it on Truck Sim, but and that's why you'll see this twitching. I'm gonna try to keep with the realism here and keep my my steering wheel going. I'm just gonna drop a couple of them off the field. That was a big swath. That was a big swath, big swath. Here we go. Walking down the street. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. Think we're monkey around. I just dated myself with that one. That actually was sang by the group called the Monkees. Do, 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 do. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. Like I said, I may do this one time on this field and then be like, I'm not doing these small bales anymore. Because you always end up with like 800 million. You did in real life too. Round the corner, down on the corner, out in the street. Ooh, name that group. Awesome. Now we'll go right around here. And around and again. through the grass field. Let's get this. This. Awesome. All right. Up the hill. Cruise control time. All right, so you guys ready for the trivia? Trivia. Okay, so this is going to be one that I think you might get stumped on. Okay, let me finish this row here, and then I'm going to jump out of the tractor and ask you guys. The question. Shebang. And pick up my joystick. Shebang. Wrap the cord around my hand 1,400 times. Okay, you guys all know, and gals all know, that a tractor could possibly have not just one PTO, but two, correct? There could be one in the front and one in the back, right? So, my question is in regards to the PTO. What direction does a PTO spin? Clockwise or counterclockwise? So does it go the same way as the hands on a clock, or does it go opposite? Which direction does the PTO on a tractor spin? And they both spin the same exact way. And they both spin the exact same speed unless you change out the time. These little things right here, let me see if I can get a good thing here. See this thing here? That's the PTO time. You can change that out. All it does is it literally pulls straight out. Okay? There's grease and a bunch of crap in there with it. It is a messy job. But they just pull straight out and then just insert. Generally speaking, PTOs have two different ends on them. So you can change them. And they go different speeds. So you can technically have one speed on the back and one speed on the front. But if you don't change them out, they have the same size. See that? Let me see if I can get you a good shot there. Okay, it's like a 5. It shows a round one on here, but generally they are 5 or 6 or even sometimes 10 stars. It looks like a giant star, and they hook on right to the PTO. So, which direction do they spin? And they both spin the exact same way. Okay, just you could have two different speeds, but generally speaking, if you don't change them out, they are the same speed. So, what direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, does a PTO spin? And go. A do 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 do. And your final answer, and go. That one's going to stump you guys unless you absolutely either know what you're talking about. South Wisconsin farmer, he probably knows. He's a real farmer. A couple of you guys are. But generally speaking, for those of you who are inexperienced, will not know. Try not to look it up. Try not to Google it. Try not to ask Jeeves. Try not to do all that stuff. Try to do it legit. If you don't know, you don't know. And I'll make sure that tomorrow... what was that? I think Jay-Z's the one that said it best when he says, if you don't know, now you know. Unless that was Biggie. I can't remember. My sons were big into rap. I'm a huge country fan. I love country music, but my kids loved rap. So I am familiar a little bit with a little of the rap game. Not much. But I can't remember who said that. I think it was Biggie who said, if you don't know, now you know. I think it was on the song, I Love It When You Call Me Big Pop, throw your hands in the air, if you're a true player. Tell me I don't know my rap of the late 90s, early 2000s. Actually, I think it was 97 when Tupac died, right? So it was right around the same time that Biggie died. I think. I mean, like I said, I'd have to ask my kids for sure. But I grew up on country music, and that's what I like the most. That's my favorite. My all-time favorite artist in country is Brantley Gilbert. I've seen him, I think, 6 times in concert. He's my dude. He's from Georgia. Stonewater, Georgia, Stone Mountain, Georgia, whatever it's called down there. He's a young dude, but he's a man after my own heart. Hunts and fishes and grew up on a farm, and a lot of the country music artists have their own farms. But I've listened to all music. I've listened to, back in the 80s, we used to listen to like Def Leppard and Aerosmith and guys like that, and listen to more of the rock and roll. But as I get older, I really am into the country music. But my kids are huge into the rap and huge into, in fact, my one stepson, he's a DJ. He's in the military, but he also was a DJ in real life. So, kind of cool. As you guys see, oops. Gotta go like this, Fury. You gotta turn a little bit more to the outside. That's some quality H2O. You guys already know. Those of you who've been OGs on my channel for any length of time know that I'm a huge movie buff, and I will quote movies all day long. A lot of times my kids will get me on it. Oh, they'll stump me. You know how I give you guys trivia every day, right? Well, my kids will give me quotes of movies, and sometimes they get me. They really do. And it's like, where did that movie? I never remember that part. But my dad taught me that. I actually learned that from the old man, from Pops. He used to say, like, I don't care if you memorize song lyrics or movies or sports games or sports stats or whatever. It keeps your mind sharp when you have to remember stuff. So I couldn't remember for the life of me growing up, how much seed it would take. I would just fill the seeder and go. Or how much manure it would take me to do a field. I couldn't remember for the life of me. But I'll tell you, I can remember a movie quote. It's terrible. My dad used to pick on me all the time. He'd be like, boy. He used to, one of his favorite sayings of all time was, he said, I'm going to hit you so hard you're going to have an accident. And we knew that we could usually get 2 of those out of him before he was serious. And his other favorite saying was, if I have to, what was it? Oh, if I have to cuff you, it's too late. Oh, it was a different time back then. You can't do that anymore. I mean, a lot of times you go to jail anymore. You take a hold of your kid. It's not the same. It's really not. When I was growing up, and my grandfather raising my dad was even worse. I'm not going to have to, and my grandfather, one of his favorite sayings was, I'm not going to have to waste my time telling you twice. It's not going to get that far. And remember, too, that I grew up where my grandfather actually taught me how to drive on a tractor, on a John Deere 4640 tractor. I learned how to drive way before I had my driver's license, way before I could even drive in real life. Long time before that. It was, Grandpa took me up and he sat me on the tractor. I was probably no more than 7 or 8 at the time. He says, I want you to pull this into the shed. And that was my first experience driving a tractor. And then literally every day after that, it was, now you're going to pull it out of the shed. Now you're going to learn how to, all the ins and outs of it, what gear you have to be in, all that stuff. And that was back when tractors didn't have the CVTs on them that they have now. Like the transmissions, where basically all the newfangled tractors are pretty much all automatics. The computer, they're all so computerized. They tell you what gear you're supposed to be in. It's absolutely kind of pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like it. And then, did you guys see that John Deere came out with its very first autonomous tractor? I was skipping through the internet and I saw it. You pull it out of the shed, okay, and it's all computerized. It's absolutely sick. And you punch in all the coordinates of what you want it to do, and it will go and find the implement that it wants. It'll hook up to the implement. It'll go to the field, and it will do what you ask it to do. So basically, if I had an autonomous tractor, I could be telling it to go bale, and it will go bale. It will plow. They did say there was some limitations as far as like how far away. It can't drive like more than a mile away from your house, or it can't pick up the signal. And from what I heard and what I read is they're very expensive. A tractor in itself is like $300,000. These are well over $1 million. But if you think about it, and they're all electric too, so they don't take gas. I would assume they have 4 million batteries in them. So you probably would have to charge. I don't know how. I wouldn't even know how long the battery was lasting them. But yeah, I got another row up there. But how, like, think about a farmer in real life doesn't really have a lot of time to do anything. I mean, you're constantly doing something, but you don't have time to do anything, if you know what I mean. So you're searching for ways to cut corners and be more efficient, and you're always trying to make time for this and this and this, and many a times you're working 14, 16, 18-hour days, and that's no joke. That still happens to this day. So it's a little weird for me as an old-school farmer to see those autonomous robotic tractors that literally will people-less, and you program in where you are, and then you're doing something else, and it's going and doing something else, and I don't know how well I trust him on the road. But then again, look at Tesla. He's making cars that pretty much drive themselves. As my dad would say, technology waits for no man. Technology will continue to get better and better and better. Look at our phones. I remember the very first time I got a cell phone, and it was like one of those little flip phones. That's how old it was. And then I had a slider phone where you slid it open instead of flipping it. That was the new, that was the new craze that we all wanted, was a slider phone. But, my dad was right. Technology doesn't wait for anybody. So I knew it was only a matter of time. I knew that Tesla was making like hybrid. Well, actually Prius a few years back was making hybrids, if you guys all remember, right? So it's not something new, and technology's going to outdo us. But my dad also had a philosophy where technology is good and change is good, but too much change is bad. If you're going to streamline how tractors run and how tractors work, and how they actually, if they're going to actually do jobs for you, it's just too much. I think that, and it says, sorry, as I clear my throat twice. Then what do you do for the farmer who spent $1 million or $2 million on tractors that are diesel powered, and they're going to become obsolete? And now what do you do with them? It's like, So I don't think it'll ever truly take the spot of a farmer. But I do know, and I do know that FarmSim came out with a few of those mods. The autonomous case, they came out with one for Case. The autonomous tractor. But in FarmSim, you still have to drive it. It's funny. It's pretty cool. So if we get this in the hour, if we got the harvest finished and we got about 15 minutes left, you guys can follow along with me. And to answer DJ's question, he said, not question, I'm just kind of answering his comment. He said that he watches every minute of my videos and that he puts them on while he's playing his game so that he can hear me talking and is playing, and then he's playing his game at the same time. And that's a huge flattering thing. It choked me up a little bit when I read it. But I wanted to say that since you do that, It's awesome, and that's why I do what I do. He said he's learned more from watching me, but he said that he was going to start following along, and if I'm running a clock, if I'm doing it a running clock, you guys can actually follow along with me like it's a story. And that's the cool thing. We're not going to worry about how many videos it takes us. We're just going to put out the next video, and we're going to keep going. And eventually we're going to be where we need to be. And if we get to 100, 200 episodes and we feel like we can move on, then we'll move on. Just got to get the time straight. That was my fault. This little Baler at 7 miles an hour is pretty cool. But I'm also thinking of bringing back Hastings on a future Let's Play. The 16X. You guys seem to like that. The only problem that I have with it, it is huge. Huge. I did, I think, 13 or 14 episodes on that. And realistically, it took me 13 or 14 hours just to harvest half the field. It took me a full... In fact, what happened... and this is, you know, before we all started knowing how the seasons worked. Remember, it took me a full day just to harvest the 100-acre field by myself. And I lost all my crops. The only problem with that map is I think if I do bring it back, it's going to be more of... We're going to have like 1 or 2 fields to take care of, and then we're not going to worry about the rest of the map. Or vice versa. I don't know. That's down the road. Well, I'm not worried about that right now. You know, as DJ says, you know, don't worry about what you're doing. Just worry about doing you. And Triple D Honey's amazing. He's a good guy, too. He's put out some really, really cool bee videos. It's pretty cool. Get a chance, go over and check him out, too. He's got some cool videos on there about beekeeping, and I find myself every once in a while... He hasn't put out a video on a new one in a while, but I do find myself going over and checking out the information about beekeeping, because I've always wanted to do it. I told the wife, I said, I do want to make my own honey someday, and he would be the guy to learn from. So, you know, I got so many plans, and, you know, like my dad, like you guys know, I quote my pops all the time. The body in motion stays in motion. I don't want to be one of these guys that sits at his computer and just does computer work all day long, because, you know, I get inside my own head, as you guys just witnessed this week. I get inside my own head if I have too much time to sit at this computer, and I'm not doing enough stuff outside, you know, like in the sunlight, in the light, and moving into the normality of life, which is why Grizzly Bear Sims took some time off, because he's smart. He just got to the point where he's just like, I'm not going to put out videos for a while. Right now, my family is more important, and my health is more important. Same thing with Reefy. He was doing videos. He had his own channel, like I told you guys yesterday. I can absolutely respect that decision to say, I'm done for a while. And if you're done permanently, you're done permanently. You can't do nothing but respect that. You can't. Or wait, I worded that wrong. You can respect that. It's like when I watched my video back last night and I said, I can't respect that. I'm like, wait, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I absolutely respect the guy's decision to, and Grizzly's the same way. You know, if you're sitting there and you say, hey, you know, I'm only going to put out 1 video a month, or I'm not going to put out any videos for a while, then I can I want to make sure I say that correctly this time. I can absolutely respect that. All right, so what do you have to do to empty the baler? So I have to turn it off. Unload balers, why? There we go. Now, what I may do since these are so cheap, is I may buy one of them for straw and one for hay, because I don't think we get bale rot on this map or on this season's version. So I can just keep it so that I can grab the straw one and do straw with it, and then this 666 liters is not wasted. Now, in Farm Sim 19, it would have eventually just rotted away and would have said, see ya. Now, I think, let me see if I can squeeze my baler in here. And we're going to go down and buy us the cube. The best way for me to always do this is in here. That way I can go nice and slow, and you'll hear my steering wheel come on every once in a while. Do 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 do. See, this way, this is exactly, I'm not going to lie, this is exactly how I back up in Truck Sim. And on our way down to the store, everyone, I'll tell you. Just going to get this in here a little bit, because I'm going to hit my tire on it. See if I can pop my tire a little bit. Get it in there a little bit further. Oops, wrong way. Perfect. And we'll detach that. You know, I was going to tell you. All right, so I'll keep this right in here. We'll head on down to the store in cab. Actually, no, we'll come back out again. There. See? She got in there far enough. Perfect. I got to tell you this little story about the other day when I was... Yesterday, when we went to the cable company, wife says, well, let's just stop at the grocery store and grab something quick for supper. And I said, okay. And I'm backing up into the spot. And it was next door to a handicap spot. It wasn't the handicap spot. It was next door. So I backing up, and the wife and I are talking jibber jabbering away. And bam! I run over the handicap sign. That's in the next lane over. Bam! And then I flattened my tire on my tractor. I said, okay. I said to the wife, I said, all right, maybe it's time. I got to start paying attention a little bit more. Like I told you guys, the only thing I did on this map is I turned traffic off, because the map author, the only thing that they did wrong, in my opinion, is they made the traffic spline way too fast. Because, and the reason why is, in real life, yes, you would have lines of cars behind your tractor. Always, never ends up, because your tractors only go a certain speed. But to make them go like 70 miles an hour and they're honking at you and stuff, it's just like, okay. Same thing on Hastings. Man, I'll tell you, when I was playing Hastings, I was screwing around with it today. And it was absolutely funny, because the traffic, I was going like 65 or 74 in my pickup truck, and they were up on me. The multi-pack. This is my cuber. This is what I call my cuber. There. And then we'll go back to the farm. We got about 5 minutes. See if we can pick up at least 14 of these bad boys. See, we can go like this now. We can make a road. Where we're going, we don't need roads. So, I mean, see how we've just kind of established the hour-long videos, and if I deviate from them now, it absolutely messes everything up. Now, this is not right because it's on a grass field, but then again, if it wasn't my field, I'd be like, no one sees nothing. No one sees nothing. I'm driving through your grass field, Mr. Bob. Sorry. What do I have to push here? Operating position B. Okay, then the little thingy starts. And then it picks up my bales. Bales! Now, instead of running... Now, what I used to do is I'd run the cubes back down to the farm and drop them off, but now I'm just going to drop them in the field. Okay. This thing even makes a... like a chinking sound. Hang on 1 second. Hear it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, they say. Oops. Let's go. Now, we will have to buy a straw blower. But it's not the end of the world because we can pick the whole cube up. And it's still only 6,000. It's the same amount. So what you guys need to understand is whether you use a small baler or a big baler, it's still 6,000 because what this is 14 bales. And they're each 600 apiece. So that's 6,000. I remember that when I first started using this way back, and Russell caught me on it. He was like, he's like, why are you only collecting 13? I only thought it fit 13. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, you put this in B, and then you unload bales. I don't understand. I'm just going to keep it down. Why does it do that? And then it should tip over because we're on a hill. Perfect. And if you look, it's the size of a bale. It's the size of a regular square bale. So, it is what it is. Alright, so that's it. So let me shut this off. Wow, we made it an hour already. You believe that? And see, this is our big... And you can pick these up just like a regular bale. Like you can put a pallet fork in them or whatever and pick them up. But if I come up and I unwrap them, it will keep all of them loose. So I could do that. We'll see. All right, everyone. We made it an hour on episode 3 already. We got our field finished harvesting, and we got both fields baled. We got a lot done today, actually. Very, very good. On that note, please, please, please look out for yourselves, look out for each other, and most importantly, look out for each other's families. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the little notification ding bell so you get notified when Fury drops a video, because I'm all over the place. Please be sure to like and subscribe and share. I just said that twice. I had to say it twice. Now, be sure you guys enjoy your weekends, the night, the day, the weekend, and whenever you're watching that. I wanted to throw a little wrench in it and say it twice, just for a change. All right, so when we come back for episode 4, we're going to finish baling that. We're going to try to bale that in the next hour. And then it's a matter of let's build some fences around us and get it plowed in and make this a field. This is going to be grass. And then this is going to be oilseed radish. We got to fertilize it. And bada bing and Bob's your uncle. All right, everyone, I'll catch you all. The next video will probably be Tuesday. Unfortunately, this is going to come out tomorrow, which is Saturday. But then you guys got to wait Sunday and Monday, and then I'll have another video out for you. Then it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday again. All right, everyone. On that note, I'll catch you guys all next time right back here at noon. Have a good one.